Have you ever felt like you're simply a supporting role in someone else's life, waiting for recognition or validation that never seems to come? It's time to flip the script. You are not just a bystander in your story, you're the lead. The world is filled with distractions and expectations that make us believe we must wait for others to choose us. But Stoic philosophy teaches us a profound truth. The power to select ourselves has always been in our hands. It's not about changing who we are, but about uncovering the strength and value within us. In this journey, we will explore how to stop waiting for someone else to see your worth and make your presence impossible to ignore. From mastering your emotions to building your joy, you'll discover how Stoic principles can reshape how you approach life and relationships. Ready to embrace the mindset of self-sufficiency and become the person everyone respects? This is your turning point. If you find these insights valuable, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel for more transformative content. Join us on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an opportunity to grow. It's time to take charge, starting now. 1. Be intriguing. Think about the people who genuinely captivate your attention. It's rarely those who lay everything out on the table at once. Instead, the most fascinating individuals reveal themselves gradually, leaving you wanting more with each encounter. This air of mystery creates a lasting impression, and it's a principle deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. In a world where oversharing has become the norm, holding back can be a powerful tool. You don't need to share every detail of your life immediately. Instead, let your story unfold slowly, like the chapters of a compelling novel. Each interaction should feel like discovering a new layer of who you are, keeping others engaged and interested without overwhelming them. The Stoics, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, understood that true wisdom lies in patience. They taught that knowing when to speak and what to reveal is critical to building meaningful connections. This isn't about creating an artificial version of yourself, but about embracing the art of timing. Each moment of disclosure should be intentional, adding depth to your interactions and leaving people wanting to know more. Imagine meeting someone who, over time, shares thoughtful insights or unique experiences that make every conversation feel valuable. This careful approach builds trust and sets you apart in a world where people often rush to be understood. By practicing restraint, you make your presence more captivating. When you reveal yourself slowly, you invite curiosity and create a sense of significance that others can't ignore. Ultimately, the power of being intriguing lies in your ability to be authentic while revealing yourself at a pace that builds trust and anticipation. It's about making every interaction feel like part of a larger, unfolding story that others will eagerly want to be a part of. 2. Build your joy. Imagine walking into a room and instantly drawing people toward you, not because of what you say or do, but because of the positive energy you radiate. This magnetic presence comes not from external validation, but from a deep sense of inner joy. In Stoic philosophy, true happiness doesn't depend on what happens around us, but on what we cultivate within ourselves. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This means how we think and perceive the world shapes our inner state. When you stop seeking happiness in achievements or recognition and instead focus on nurturing joy from within, you become a source of positive energy that others are naturally drawn to. It's not about forcing a smile or pretending to be happy. It's about genuinely feeling content from the inside out. Stoicism encourages us to live fully in the present moment. Seneca reminds us that joy can be found in appreciating the here and now, whether in conversations with friends or the beauty of a quiet walk. By grounding yourself in the present and appreciating what you already have, you create a lasting sense of fulfillment that no external factor can shake. True joy also comes from focusing on things that are within your control. Epictetus taught that we shouldn't chase happiness in things outside of ourselves. Instead, focus on your personal growth, passions, and self-care. When you enjoy life for your own sake, without depending on others for validation, you cultivate a joy that shines from within. By building your joy, you stop looking to others to complete you. Instead, you bring a fulfilled, confident version of yourself into every interaction. This authentic happiness creates a powerful natural attraction. People are drawn to those who radiate contentment and peace. And the best part? You never have to fake it because your joy is absolute, born from within, and entirely under your control. 3. See your worth. Picture yourself as a rare gem buried deep within the earth, valuable and waiting to be discovered. The key to gaining respect from others begins with fully acknowledging your worth. Stoicism teaches that actual value doesn't come from outside approval, but from the strength and character that lie within. Self-worth isn't handed to you. It's something you cultivate from the inside out. Marcus Aurelius believed that real happiness and a sense of worth are born from nurturing inner values, not chasing after external praise. When you recognize your value, you start to act with greater confidence, and this confidence naturally commands respect from those around you. Consider how others perceive you when you consistently demonstrate your skills, knowledge, or talents without validation. Over time, people begin to appreciate and trust your judgment because they see the value you bring. This gradual recognition doesn't happen overnight, but it's built through patience and self-assurance. Stoicism also reminds us that much of our fear of being overlooked or undervalued comes from within. Seneca pointed out that our imaginations often exaggerate our fears. When you fully embrace your worth, those fears dissolve. As a result, you raise the perception others have of you, allowing your confidence to lead the way. Living with a sense of your value isn't just about thinking highly of yourself. It's about showing it through your actions. Whether by continuing to learn and grow, setting boundaries, or standing firm in your beliefs, each decision reflects your understanding of your worth. Over time, this self-awareness invites others to recognize and respect the value you bring, making your presence undeniably significant. 4. Affirm your significance. Have you ever taken a moment to recognize your worth truly? We often seek validation from others, believing their approval defines us. However, Stoicism reminds us that our significance is something we can only affirm, and it begins with understanding our value from within. This isn't about boasting or inflating your ego. Instead, it's about embracing a quiet, unshakable confidence from knowing your worth doesn't depend on external opinions. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, "You have control over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. In other words, your power lies in how you perceive yourself, not how others see you. When you affirm your significance, you stop chasing after external validation. You no longer waste time or energy trying to impress those who don't recognize your value. Instead, you start valuing yourself enough to seek out people and situations that uplift you. This shift in perspective naturally commands respect from others because self-respect is magnetic. Think of it like this. When you walk away from relationships or environments that don't value you, it's not just an act of self-respect. It's a powerful declaration of your worth. Epictetus taught that while we can't control how others behave, we have complete control over how we respond. By affirming your significance, you gain clarity on what truly matters and direct your focus toward what you can control: your actions, your mindset, and your self-worth. When you cultivate this sense of internal strength, you no longer need to shout for attention. Your quiet confidence will naturally draw people in, and those who genuinely appreciate you will recognize your worth without being told. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, affirming your significance from within so the world around you follows suit. 5. Carve out your way. When was the last time you felt genuinely alive? Not because of how others viewed you, but because you were living fully on your terms. The path to earning respect and admiration doesn't lie in impressing others or chasing approval. Instead, it comes from boldly carving your path and living with genuine purpose. Marcus Aurelius said, "Live in harmony with yourself, and the world will follow." This means you naturally draw people in when you stay true to yourself rather than trying to fit someone else's expectations. Authenticity is magnetic. When you stop seeking external validation and focus on pursuing what excites and fulfills you, you become someone others can't help but notice. Living authentically requires courage. It's about standing firm in your passions, dreams, and values, even when others might not understand or approve. Seneca's advice rings true. If you want to be loved, start by loving yourself. By cultivating self-love and inner peace first, you'll stop relying on others to make you feel whole. Instead, you'll approach life with a sense of completeness, incredibly attractive to those around you. Waiting for others to define your worth is a losing game. True fulfillment comes when you stop worrying about what others think and focus on your journey. Epictetus wisely taught that we are disturbed not by things, but by the opinions we form about them. In your daily life, this means letting go of the fear of judgment and concentrating on what genuinely brings you happiness. When you carve out your path, you become someone worth knowing, not because of flashy achievements or attempts to impress, but because you live authentically and purposefully. People are naturally inspired by those who are driven, confident, and accurate to themselves. So, pursue your goals with passion and unwavering determination, and watch how the world begins to respect and admire your unique path. 6. Treat your time as a precious asset. Your time is one of the most valuable things you own. Once it's spent, you can never get it back, and how you choose to use it says a lot about what you value. Stoicism teaches us to recognize the finite nature of time and to treat it with the care it deserves. Marcus Aurelius warned us not to live like we have endless years ahead. Life is limited, and when we realize how short our time is, we become more intentional about spending it. Every interaction, every task, and every relationship you invest your time in should bring value to your life. The more you realize the worth of your time, the less likely you are to waste it on things that don't serve you. Seneca also had strong words on this matter, reminding us that it's not that life is short, it's that we waste much of it. Think about all the time spent on activities that don't add value, or with people who don't appreciate you. When you treat your time as a precious resource, you stop giving it away so freely. You become more selective, and that selectivity commands respect. Saying no is a powerful way to show others your time is valuable. Whether declining a meeting that doesn't align with your goals or opting out of social events that leave you feeling drained, setting boundaries around your time is an act of self-respect. Epictetus reminded us that we control very few things in life, but our time is one of them. People will notice when you start treating your time like the rare, irreplaceable asset it is. They'll begin to understand that your time is something they should value. 2. Being fully present in the moments that matter and protecting your time sends a clear message. You know your worth. And when you respect your time, others will follow suit, seeing your presence as something special. 7. Exchange insights. Have you ever noticed how relationships thrive on balance? Whether it's friendships, partnerships, or even professional connections, a healthy relationship requires give and take. Stoicism teaches us the importance of allowing this balance to develop naturally, and one key aspect of this is learning when to step back and let others take the initiative. If you're always the one making plans, starting conversations, or reaching out first, it can start to feel one-sided. While taking the lead is sometimes necessary, there's great value in allowing others to step up. By giving the other person the chance to make the first move or suggest plans, you show that you're not overly dependent on them and that your time is valuable. This creates a dynamic where both parties are equally invested, and the relationship becomes more meaningful. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, life is more like wrestling than dancing. Relationships require flexibility, adaptability, and sometimes the patience to let the other person take charge. When you step back, it gives the other person space to show their interest and commitment. This balance fosters mutual respect and ensures that both sides contribute equally. It's not about playing games or withholding affection. It's about creating a dynamic where both people feel valued and engaged. If you're always the one initiating, you might never truly know how much the other person values your presence. As Seneca pointed out, relying too much on others for validation will only lead to disappointment. Giving someone space allows them to reflect on your importance in their life and encourages them to invest in the relationship. Epictetus reminds us of the importance of patience and self-control, encouraging us to listen more than we speak. In relationships, this translates to giving the other person the opportunity to step forward and show their level of interest. By allowing this natural exchange of effort and insight, you create a bond that's built on mutual respect and genuine connection. Next time, instead of always taking the lead, pause and see what happens when you allow the other person to step up. This balance not only strengthens your relationships, but also reinforces your own sense of self-worth, showing that you're someone who values effort and authenticity in every connection. 8. Put yourself first. How can you genuinely support others if you're constantly neglecting your own needs? One of the most important lessons in Stoicism is that prioritizing your well-being isn't selfish, it's essential. Taking care of yourself is the foundation for building strong, healthy relationships and living a fulfilling life. Putting yourself first doesn't mean disregarding others. It means understanding that your needs and well-being matter as much as anyone else's. When you treat yourself with care, you exude confidence, self-respect, and strength, qualities that naturally draw people toward you. Think about it. Would you rather be around someone who is constantly drained and overwhelmed, or someone who radiates energy and self-assurance? Marcus Aurelius believed that your mind is an invincible fortress. This highlights the idea that your mindset is your strongest asset. No matter what challenges life throws at you, maintaining control over your thoughts and actions is key to staying resilient and focused. You build a solid foundation that others will admire and respect by prioritizing your mental, emotional, and physical health. Seneca also taught that true happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances or other people. This means that relying on yourself for joy and contentment creates a stable foundation that can't be shaken by the opinions or actions of others. When you make decisions that prioritize your health and happiness, you're sending a clear message to the world. You know your worth. Putting yourself first in daily life looks like setting boundaries, making time for things that matter to you, and saying no when necessary. Whether it's pursuing a passion, taking time to recharge, or standing firm in your values, these actions show that you value yourself. And when you show others that you respect yourself, they will, in turn, respect you too. Remember, prioritizing yourself doesn't just elevate your own life. It sets an example for others to follow. By taking care of yourself first, you become a source of inspiration and strength, helping those around you realize the importance of doing the same. 9. Master your emotions. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a heated conversation, emotions are running high, and everything in you wants to react immediately. But instead of letting your emotions take control, you pause, breathe, and choose a calm, thoughtful response. This ability to master your emotions isn't just a skill. It's a game changer in relationships and life. Stoicism emphasizes that controlling your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. Rather, it's about guiding them with patience, clarity, and respect. As Marcus Aurelius put it, the best revenge is to not be like your enemy. In other words, when confronted with negativity or emotional conflict, don't respond in kind. Keep your cool and stay centered. This approach isn't just about avoiding unnecessary arguments. It's about building stronger relationships founded on respect and understanding. When you practice emotional mastery, You become someone who others can rely on in moments of tension. Think about a time when someone said something hurtful. Instead of reacting impulsively, imagine taking a step back, assessing the situation, and responding with grace. By doing this, you prevent unnecessary drama and allow the relationship to grow in a healthier direction. Seneca wisely reminded us not to let fear or anxiety push us into emotional overreactions. How many times have you worried about a problem in a relationship, only to realize later it wasn't as big of a deal as you imagined? Stoic philosophy teaches us to stay present and let things unfold naturally instead of jumping to conclusions or letting our emotions take over. Epictetus also said, "It's not what happens to us, but how we react that matters." This is the essence of emotional mastery. Life will throw challenges at you, but you have complete control over how you respond. In relationships, this means not reacting to every disagreement or challenge with heightened emotion. Instead, it's about maintaining emotional stability, allowing the relationship to progress at a natural pace without pushing things to extremes. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough to approach situations thoughtfully and with intention. By doing this, you show your partner, friends, or colleagues that you can handle life's ups and downs with grace. This kind of emotional intelligence is rare and valuable, making you someone others respect and admire. In short, learning to manage your emotions is a powerful tool for deepening your relationships and ensuring that you're someone others can count on. It's about knowing when to react, when to hold back, and when to let things be. In doing so, you position yourself as a source of stability and wisdom, qualities that naturally draw others to you. 10. Recognize when to walk away. Have you ever found yourself giving everything to a relationship only to feel like you're not being respected or valued in return? One of the hardest lessons to learn is knowing when to walk away. It takes strength, but walking away from a situation where you're not appreciated is one of the greatest acts of self-respect you can make. Stoicism teaches us that we don't have control over how others treat us, but we do have full control over how long we allow it to happen. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you recognize that staying in an unfulfilling or disrespectful situation isn't going to change things, you empower yourself by choosing to leave. Walking away isn't a sign of weakness or defeat. It's a powerful statement of your worth. Seneca reminds us that life isn't about how long it is, but the quality of it. Why waste precious time on relationships or situations that drain you? It's better to invest that energy in people and experiences that uplift and respect you. Life is too short to settle for less than what you deserve. Epictetus taught that true freedom comes from understanding our own worth and making decisions that align with that awareness. You can't control whether others recognize your value, but you can control how long you stay in a place where you're undervalued. It's about having the courage to choose better for yourself, even if that means leaving something familiar behind. Imagine being in a job where your efforts are constantly overlooked, or in a relationship where you're taken for granted. Knowing when to walk away from these situations is a sign of growth. It's a way of saying, "I deserve better," and pursuing opportunities where you're appreciated for who you are and what you bring to the table. Ultimately, walking away is about reclaiming your power. It's about setting a standard for how you deserve to be treated and refusing to settle for anything less. The act of walking away from disrespect sends a clear message to both yourself and others. You know your worth, and you won't compromise on it. This is one of the strongest and most empowering choices you can make. By having the courage to step away from situations that don't serve you, you open yourself up to relationships, opportunities, and experiences that align with your true value. And when you do that, the respect you deserve will naturally follow. Conclusion. In life, waiting for others to recognize your worth or place you at the center of their attention is a losing game. As we've explored through the lens of Stoicism, the power to shift from being overlooked to becoming unforgettable lies entirely within you. By cultivating an air of intrigue, affirming your significance, building your own joy, and seeing your value from within, you naturally command respect. Carving out your own path, putting yourself first, and treating your time as precious ensures that you prioritize what truly matters. Meanwhile, learning to master your emotions, allowing others to invest in your relationships, and having the courage to walk away from situations that don't serve you sets you apart as someone of strength and wisdom. These principles are more than just ideas. They are actionable steps you can take to reshape your life and relationships. It's time to stop waiting for validation from others and instead, take charge of your own story. You hold the power to become someone who is not just noticed, but truly respected and admired. Now that you've journeyed through these powerful Stoic insights, what's the next step? I encourage you to reflect on how you can apply these lessons in your daily life. Start today by choosing yourself first. Acknowledge your worth, set boundaries, and live with intention. If these ideas resonated with you, don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement not only supports the community but also fuels our passion to continue sharing meaningful content. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Remember, the journey to becoming the main character in your own life begins with the decision to choose yourself. Stay curious, stay empowered, and keep moving forward with courage and wisdom. Let's continue this transformative journey together, starting now.